Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Imagine the ocean, not the sight of it, but the sound. For millions of years, it's been a world filled with the clicks, whistles, and songs of its inhabitants. But now, a new sound is taking over. A constant, deafening roar of human activity. And for one of the ocean's most charismatic vocalists, the seal, our noise is drowning out their song, threatening their very survival. Seals live in a world of sound. It's how they communicate across vast distances, how mates find each other, how mothers and pups stay in contact. It's how they find food and how they avoid predators like orcas. Their entire lives are orchestrated by a symphony of natural sounds. Now, enter the noise from our world. Commercial shipping is the biggest culprit. The global shipping fleet has quadrupled since the 1950s. And the low-frequency rumble of a single container ship can travel for hundreds, even thousands of kilometers, effectively blanketing entire ocean basins in noise. Then there are other sources. The deafening blasts from seismic surveys for oil and gas, the percussive hammering of offshore construction for wind farms and piers. Together, they create an underwater cacophony that fundamentally alters the marine environment. This isn't just background noise. It's a pollutant that masks the sounds seals need to survive. So what can be done? How do we turn down the volume on our oceans? The most direct approach is to tackle the problem at its source, making the noisemakers quieter. Let's start with commercial shipping. A major source of the noise from a ship is a phenomenon called cavitation. As a ship's propeller spins rapidly through the water, it creates areas of very low pressure. This pressure drop causes tiny bubbles or cavities to form on the propeller blades. As these bubbles move to an area of higher pressure, they collapse violently. Each collapse creates a sharp, popping sound. Now, multiply that by thousands of bubbles collapsing every second, and you get a continuous, loud underwater roar, almost like a non-stop popcorn machine. The solution lies in better design. By engineering more efficient ship hulls that glide through the water with less resistance, and by designing propellers that minimize pressure differences, we can significantly reduce cavitation. This not only makes the ship quieter, benefiting marine life, but it also often makes the ship more fuel efficient, which is a win for both the environment and the shipping companies. But what about activities that are inherently loud but temporary, like offshore construction? The process of driving massive foundation piles into the seabed for a wind turbine or a bridge is incredibly noisy, creating intense sound pulses that can harm nearby animals. For this, engineers have developed a clever solution called a bubble curtain. Imagine a large, perforated hose, like a giant soaker hose, which is laid on the seafloor in a circle around the construction site. When compressed air is pumped through this hose, it creates a literal wall of bubbles rising from the seafloor to the surface. This bubbly wall acts as an acoustic muffler. The sound waves from the pile driving hit this curtain, and their energy is absorbed and scattered by the bubbles, significantly dampening the sound before it can travel far into the marine environment. It's a simple yet highly effective way to contain extreme noise. Quieter technology is crucial, but it's only part of the solution. We also need to be smarter about where and when we make noise. This strategy is known as spatial and temporal management. Spatial management simply means managing the space. It involves rerouting shipping lanes away from ecologically sensitive areas. If we know that a specific coastal region is a vital breeding ground for harbor seals or a key feeding area for Weddell seals, we can create no-go zones or go-slow zones for large vessels. Slower ships are significantly quieter ships, so even just reducing speed in these areas can make a huge difference. Then there's temporal management, which is managing the when. This could involve seasonal restrictions on certain activities. For example, if we know that seals in a particular area have their pups in the spring, we can prohibit noisy activities like seismic exploration or marine construction during that critical period. This avoids disrupting the vital acoustic communication between mothers and their pups, which is essential for nursing and protection. Building on these ideas is the concept of marine protected areas, or MPAs. These are like national parks for the ocean. We can take them a step further by establishing quiet zones, or acoustic sanctuaries within and around these MPAs. These would be areas where noisy human activities are strictly restricted or prohibited year-round. This would create permanent havens of natural quiet, patches of the ocean where the natural soundscape is preserved, giving seals and other marine animals a crucial refuge from the constant pressure of our noise. However, none of these solutions can be implemented on a global scale without a strong framework of rules and regulations. Ultimately, effective noise mitigation requires robust policies at both national and international levels. This means that environmental impact assessments for any marine project, from a new port to an offshore wind farm, must be required to include a thorough analysis of its potential noise pollution. It also means that international guidelines, such as those developed by the International Maritime Organization on ship quieting techniques, need to be transposed into the domestic laws of every maritime nation. Without policy to enforce these changes, they remain well-meaning suggestions rather than standard practice. While we have these promising solutions, the world of seal bioacoustics is still filled with profound mysteries. And the more we learn, the more questions we have. We're only just beginning to decipher their language. We can link certain vocalizations to specific behaviors, but the full meaning and function of the complex songs of many seal species remain a puzzle. What exact information is encoded in the intricate, sci-fi-like trills of a Weddell seal that echo under the Antarctic ice? When Hawaiian monk seals combine different calls in specific sequences, does it represent a form of simple syntax, a basic building block of grammar? To fully decode the language of the seals, future research will need to combine advanced acoustic tags with detailed behavioral observations. And then there is one of the most tantalizing mysteries in all of marine biology, the question of whether seals use echolocation. We know dolphins and bats do, emitting sound pulses and interpreting the echoes to navigate and hunt in the dark. The discovery of ultrasonic vocalizations in Weddell seals, sounds far above the range of human hearing, has provided an intriguing clue, but definitive proof is still lacking. Future studies, perhaps using tags equipped with high-frequency hydrophones and miniature echo sounders, may finally provide an answer. Imagine a seal navigating the complete darkness of the polar winter, hunting for fish under thick ice, not just with its incredible eyes and sensitive whiskers, but with a biological sonar system. Another critical area for future research is understanding the long-term, cumulative effects of chronic noise exposure. Much of the research so far has focused on short-term responses. A seal swimming away from a noisy boat, for instance. But what is the impact of living in a constantly noisy environment, day in and day out? Does it cause chronic stress, which can lead to a weakened immune system? Does it impact their reproductive success by masking mating calls? Does it ultimately affect the health and survival of entire populations? Answering these questions requires long-term monitoring programs that integrate acoustic data with biological information over many years, even decades. The future of this research is incredibly exciting, largely driven by advances in technology. Acoustic tags are becoming smaller, more powerful, and have longer-lasting batteries, allowing scientists to conduct more detailed and long-term studies of individual animals. These tags can give us a diary of a seal's life, recording every sound it makes and every sound it hears for months at a time. But perhaps the biggest game changer will be the increasing use of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Scientists are now deploying arrays of underwater hydrophones that can collect vast acoustic datasets, many terabytes in size. It would be impossible for a human to listen to it all, but AI algorithms can be trained to sift through this mountain of data, automatically identifying the calls of different seal species, detecting patterns in their communication, and tracking the presence and intensity of human noise over time. This will allow researchers to see the big picture in a way that was never before possible. In the end, the songs of the seals are a profound and beautiful expression of life in the ocean. They are a language of survival, a symphony of social connection, and a testament to the remarkable adaptability of these marine mammals. From the intricate anatomy of their vocal cords to their surprising capacity for vocal learning, The secrets of the seal song offer a window into a rich and complex world that is largely hidden from our view. Yet, this world is under threat. The rising tide of human-generated noise is a global pollutant that is fundamentally altering the acoustic habitat of seals and other marine life. Their songs are being masked, their communication disrupted, and their lives put at risk. The challenge before us is, in a word, to listen to the songs of the seals, to work to understand their meaning, and to recognize the threat that our own noise poses to their existence. By continuing to support and advance the science of bioacoustics, and by translating that science into effective conservation action, we can work to quiet our oceans. We can ensure that the mesmerizing and mysterious songs of the seals continue to echo through the underwater world for generations to come. The secrets they hold are simply too precious to be lost in the noise.